Okay, I'm live. And button pressing. Just getting everything set up. Got to actually get to these pens that I want to throw away. So there's that. Okay, and live chat is online. Copying link to Discord. Posting on Discord. What? There we go. Okay, so I'm live. I can see the live chat. Everything's going great. Okay. So hopefully I've given people enough notice to potentially go out and get these very simple supplies, because all you need is some really crappy thick-tipped coloring pens of some kind. That's all you need. And hopefully somebody has got some of these things, or is going to do this with me this time. Well, he's going to attempt something that I've done here. So yeah, I'm just going to get my supplies. I'm going to use the vintage card again, just so I got something to draw on. I might even just use the actual card paper itself, because it's nice and white and feels like it's porous and not shiny, you know. So I've got that. And I'm going to get my pens. Now, this might be the tricky part, because they've got spider webs on them. They have been here for a long time. Lovely. Washable Crayola pens. These came in a set. They're very small. They're way smaller than I was expecting them to be, but for some reason up there on the shelf, they look like they're way bigger than this. Okay. So I need a color that I'm not going to have to, I'm not going to worry about, because all of these will be made into stamps, hopefully. So yeah. Should I use black? I don't know. I'm trying to think of ones that I don't mind. I don't mind testing these out, you know, on. Brown? No, because I could do a poop stamp. I don't know. The only one I can think of right now is black, because I can't think of anything to use the black marker for other than literally doing just like the actual. Oh, that's good. They are decent size. Okay, they're decent size. This might be a bit hard for me to show you guys exactly how I'm going to do this. So yeah, this should be a piece of foam, or a piece of just a piece of material. So let's see if this actually works still. Yep, it still does. And these are perfectly good, because these are super washable. So technically I could do a drawing on something and then wipe it away very easily. Hey, Peter. Hey, howdy, dude. So yeah, we're going to make stamps out of these things. Now, What you will also need is a very sharp knife, or if you basically have a very sharp box cutter, that'll work too. I don't have either of these things, so I might be in trouble because all I've got is scissors. Now, in my defense, these are very sharp scissors, but they don't really have a very fine edge to them. I'm just thinking, do I actually have any like knife-like stuff in my office? And all I can think of is my my pipe tool actually has a knife in it. I don't think it's very sharp though. That's the problem. Also, it's an antique. it's kind of an antique, so it's very old and kind of blackened. It's actually I don't think it's silver, but yeah, I might be able to sharpen that up actually with my scissors. I don't know. While I'm doing this, how are you doing, Pete? Seriously, I don't have a knife in here? I thought I had a knife in here. Like a teeny knife of some kind. Because I remember bringing one from my old house, from my parents' place. Right, that should be sharp enough. If not, then basically I'm going to just use the scissors. Well, I'm going to have a good honest hunt for that other knife. But what we're going to plan to do is I'm just going to make a simple square on this one and see how this goes, and then I'm going to try it with the other ones. So I'm going to try to cut the top clean off, so all of the oh my god, that actually worked. See, it's completely cut off. So it's now a flat thing. Does it still work? It does. Excellent. Okay, and we're just going to make. I'm actually going to make a triangle. So I can actually use this as a. It's a good thing that these things are washable. So I'm going to cut almost all the way down, but not all the way, not quite all the way down. You really do want an actual sharp knife for this. I can see this getting very tedious. Also, keep aware of the bits of your pen that you're that you're getting rid of, because they will just be around after this, and yes, your hands might get very dirty. Hey, Jeffers. We're making teeny stamps today. teeny stamps. I'm just doing this one as proof of concept because it's the black pen and I don't really know what to do with the black pen. You know, as a stamp. All the other colors I've got plans for, but the black one, yeah, it's just one solid color, so I'm going to make a triangle just to see if this is even out possible. Yeah. If this was a sharp knife, that would have hurt. Got my thumb right under that. Just poor knife safety that was. That sounds neat, Tubbs. Well, if you got some old coloring pens that are thick nibbed, then you can actually do this too. But bear in mind, your fingers are probably going to get very, very messy. This is a messy one. So almost all the way down. I'll just apparently I didn't cut this side properly. So there we go. I don't know how clearly this is going to be, but you can kind of see I've cut a little triangle into it. So when I put this to paper, my finger's actually stuck to my knife. When I put this to paper, it makes a little triangle and it actually does work. Although this is slightly messy, we're gonna be better. We're gonna do it better later. But I made the black one a triangle because then I can still use it as kind of like a pen nib. So there's one little tiny bit that's kind of just spoiling it. Yeah, it looks like a little mini pizza slice. But yeah, it's a little tiny triangle. I don't know how well you can see. It's not very seeable with the black, but proof of concept, it works. So that's something. Okay, so pick a color. Pick a color. That's basically what we're going to be doing, and it will get a bit trickier as we do this because, you know, depending on what color it is, I've got a plan for each one of these colors. So yeah, blue. What did I have planned for blue? Oh, I know. This one's actually going to be the trickiest. So thanks, Jeffrey. So see, it's got a tip on it, and we want to get rid of that tip first. You know what I can do? I've actually got my cigar cutter. I can actually take the top off. Either that or I could just use the scissors for that part. But so I don't contaminate this pen with the black, I'm going to wipe. Yeah, I wonder if my cigar cutter would actually work with that. I'll wipe my knife. Yeah. See, I've already got stuff on my finger, so it's going to be messy. These streams are always so comfy, says Alex. Thank you. I think. Leave it to me to pick a different color, Tubbs. I'm the difficult color. It's okay. I'm going to experiment. I'm going to see if this cigar cutter will actually take the top off. I just need to pick how much of the top I want off. Wow, that was actually surprisingly quick and easy. Not very smooth, but you know. Oh, but now I've got blue. I've got blue on my cigar cutter. How do you mean comfy? You mean just the general feel of them and stuff? Just a peaceful nature. I'm just going to tidy the bit off that seems to be, yeah. So this is good because I'm not going to use these for anything. So yeah. Okay, yeah. So because Jeffrey's annoying and he picked the difficult color, this one's going to be slightly hard. So that's all you're doing. You're just carving into the pen. Which isn't easy and is kind of messy. So just know that I've got blue all over my hand. But that's all you're going to do. This is something that if you've got little kids and stuff, then don't let them do this one with you. Because, of course, it's handling sharp knives and stuff. So it's very, very easy for them to have a slip up. So, yeah. So let's see if this works. Kind of. Kind of. I'm going to show you. I'm going to try to show you. Kind of. See, I made it into a little moon. But it kind of looks more like a croissant. See, that's what I mean about the difficult shape. Also, it's very small. These are. I thought these were bigger than they actually turned out to be, but it's very small. But you can just see the little triangles from the black one, and then the little moon that I tried to make with the blue. But they kind of look like little croissants. But if I push down hard enough, I can actually get that crescent moon kind of shape. Okay, so we've got a moon one, we've got a triangle. Pick another color. This is actually going very well. Pick another color. Anybody can pick a color. Crafty. Well, that's the point. That's the point of this. It's Crafty Thursday. So that is the whole point of this. You pick another color while I do this. I just wipe my kniff because it's got blue on it now. Orange. One of my favorite colors, although so is blue. So yeah. Blue and orange, they're my two favorite colors. Blue's very basic. Blue's everybody's favorite colors. A lot of people's anyway. So I'm going to try. We tried the cigar cutter. That kind of worked, although it wasn't as clean as I was hoping it was going to be. We've tried the knife, so let's actually just go for the scissors. How much of this do I want to get rid of? I want to get rid of yeah, just as I suspected, it's not as clean as the cigar cutter or the knife. But yeah. So how is everybody? Is anybody going to try this out with me? What did I decide for orange? I actually had an idea in my head, but now it's gone. Oh yeah, I know. This is also a complicated one. Great. Well, it's fairly complicated. I'm going to make little notches around the edges. Although it's very hard to see where I've made a notch. Get off. Get off. You know, this is very fiddly. Maybe I should put my glasses on. You know, but I've got a feeling that if I put my glasses on, then I'll be forever taking my glasses off and putting them on again and then taking them off again, just so I can read the chat and stuff. I got on the scale today for the first time in about a month for my monthly weigh-in, and found that instead of saying it was like 305 pounds or 307 pounds or just a random number, it said that was 321 pounds. So it's like, that was cool. So I think my weight lifting has had something to do with that. It's like I've got some muscle back, some muscle mass back. So that's nice. So it's really hard to find out where I've already cut into it, you know. Now, when you're using a box cutter, it will be a lot sharper, and hopefully you'll find some bigger pens to actually do this on. Like, I'm only using these because these are the ones that I'm not going to use. These pens are some pens that I'm probably never going to use them. They are little kiddie crayons, and all of my art supplies are basically for doing illustration work and stuff. So yeah, so I've made little notches in it. It's a little bit dirty. I've made little notches in it, and it's not focusing. It's not going to focus in it. Made little notches in it, and when I put it against the thing, it's actually a bit dirty. I just don't know how to clean it up without. Oh, I'm going to sacrifice a finger. Get all of the crappy bits from the knife and from other colors and from. It's because of the scissors. It's because of the scissors. That's what's done it. Oh, maybe I just have to push harder. Well, this one's not turning out so great, but that's mainly because I think it's supposed to be a sun, okay? It's supposed to be a sun. Let me just do one in the corner. But for some reason, well, that kind of worked. It looks more like a flower. It kind of looks like a flower. It really looks like a mess. That one doesn't look so great. So, yeah. But when you look at it, when you do look at it flat, it does kind of look like a sun. I honestly think it's just because it's slightly too dirty and too teeny. I was a bit too ambitious with this one. Oh well. Plus the thing, it doesn't look like this side came out at all. What the fuck? Yeah, this one's just a mess. Oh well, it's still fun to do. It was still kind of fun to do this. Right. No, it's very one-sided as well. Oh well. Sorry about the orange dude, but I don't think I can salvage that. You know what? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Since the sun thing isn't working. Ooh, too much force just now. Yeah, let's see if I can salvage this. is now no longer a sun, but instead if I can actually get this to get me that little notch out of it. Give me the notch. Aha, got it. But instead, I'm going to make a little tiny Fire Nation symbol. How about that? Oh, that works so much better. In the middle, it does actually look like a little fire, a little flame, like little Fire Nation symbol. Look at the one in between the in all of those little black dots. You see all the little black dots? Ugh. Can you see it? God damn it! Focus. It's really hard to try to position in the middle of the thing when it's right up against my screen. Yeah, little Fire Nation symbol. I think it works. Works better than the sun thing. The sun one just didn't come out at all. It's a little flame, a little tiny flame. Okay. Pick a color. I have ideas for all of them, so yeah. Either that or pick a color and make a suggestion for what I can do for it. Because although I have ideas for all of them, I'm not entirely sure. You know, I keep forgetting. Like the blue one. I mean, like the one like this one. I kept forgetting I was going to do a sun. Green. Queen. I'm just going to get my knife, my kniff ready. Now, I'm going to go for, I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little leaf, a little tiny leaf. And if that fails, then I'm going to try to make a clover out of it because, you know, it's liable to fail. But yeah. I'm actually going to cut this one with the knife straight away. I'm going to go halfway in, and then I'm going to go for the rest of the half from the other side, I think. Oh no, but then that might be uneven. It's either that or just use the cigar cutter again. Honestly, I swear to God, I had an... Oh my God. I have a knife. I actually have a multi-tool in here that actually has a nice knife in it somewhere. I don't have to get that out. I just have to find it. Yeah, I don't have to actually have to get this out. So this is my dad's old multi-tool, and it definitely has little tiny scissors and even a proper knife and stuff. There it is. There's the tiny knife. Oh, but it's not very thin. It's not as thin as my knife. So does it have a bigger knife? I'm pretty sure it has a bigger knife. I think that's the bigger knife. It's actually got a saw in it. Yeah, that's the bigger knife, but we're only going to use the tip of it anyway. So yeah. Multi-tools are a dead staple. Yeah, I've got two of them. I've got one that Damon gifted me, and I've got this one that was my dad's, and I got it off of him before he passed it away. I passed it away before he passed away. So yeah, is it sharp enough? Let me just test it out on the paper. Yep, it is sharp. Okay. Oh, I keep forgetting how simple it is to do this, because it is only just, it's very frayed cloth material. But yeah. So using this one, can I use the tiny knife for the details, or is that going to be annoying? That might be annoying. Okay, never mind. Never mind. So I want a stem. Like that. I don't want to cut into my hand. This feels a lot more clumsy than my little tiny pipe tool knife. You know, I feel like I could actually definitely miss and then stab myself and injure myself a little bit more with this thing. Also, it's slightly heavy-handed. You know, it's got like I feel like I've destroyed the end of this pen, the top of this pen. That's kind of what we're going for. It's kind of a diamond with a little nib on it. I don't know if you can see that, but I've taken a lot of the top of this off. I did see an instructional video on how to do this ages ago, before 5 Minute Crafts ripped it off. It kind of looks like a leaf. I think I should have used bigger markers. So what exactly is screwing up? Right, that's the end. Ah, it's that bit. Okay. Sorry for the dead air, by the way. I'm just I've got to be delicate. does that work? How does that look? It still looks like a bit of a mess. Oh, come on. Every time the paper moves or my hand moves, every time I lift it up, so I can't really get that stamp effect. It kind of works, but it's a very, I can't really see the stem. It looks like a leaf, but you can't really see the stem. And I don't think I can salvage that to make it look like a clover. Actually, I think I can salvage it. Yeah, I definitely need some bigger pens to do this. Okay. Beep, 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 beep. It's not working. It kind of looks like a leaf, but only if you look at it from far away. Oh my god, oh my god, there is still hope because we've still got red and yellow, and they're the ones that I know for a fact are going to work fairly okay. They're probably going to suck, but who knows? Who knows? But I don't know if you can see all of the green in here, but they do look like leaves, kind of. Kind of. At least some of them do. Most of them just look like blobs. Okay. Pick a color. Actually, I don't know what to do for the purple. I have no clue what to do with the purple. While you're picking, I'm going to wipe. Wipe my knife. I might try using the smaller knife. What other tools do I have? That's a screwdriver. That's a smaller screwdriver. Okay, that's the smaller knife. I actually have some scissors in here. That's the can opener. Oh, it doesn't have a knife on it. I thought it had a knife on the end of it for some reason. Okay, dinky scissors. I think I'm going to use the dinky scissors at some stage to try to take off the... just because they look smaller. They might work better. I don't know. No, I'm not going to use the dinky scissors. Oh, but they've got a sharp blade on them. Anyone picking a color? Hello? Nobody out there? Right, that's in place. Okay. Fine, I'll pick red. Red. Oh, nearly lost the lid. All by my things. Well, that didn't really work. Huh. Okay. It's a no then. Eh. Wonder where everybody went. So I'm just making a triangle in this one. Ow. Nearly slipped. That's a triangle. Still here. Well, that's one. What about everybody else? Also, that took a while for you to write that. Kind of implies you weren't here for a little bit. Ooh, I've got an idea for what I can do for the purple one. Ooh, maybe. Unless I get a better suggestion, that is. So how you doing, Alex? What's up, my man? Beep. No, I forget I have to push hard sometimes. Beep. Yeah, these are too small. I need to use bigger ones, I think. Also, there's an artifact somewhere on the top of this one. You're just playing Pokemon? I'm playing Pokemon. I'm playing Pokemon. I'm playing Pokemon. Which one? Why are you playing Pokemon Go? It was around that much in your last weigh-in. Oh, cool. I'm actively trying to put weight back on now, so yeah. After a year of failure, miserable failure, it was good to see some come back. I don't notice any size differences. I think it's just like I said. I've been actually sticking to my workout regime. I think most of it is just muscle mass again, so that's good. Okay. Beep. Yay! We've got little hearts. I have to stab them very carefully. But we actually have little hearts. And they have this kind of, it kind of keeps putting too much ink down when I do it. So it kind of has this little tiny bit dot in the middle for some reason. But we actually have little hearts. Honestly, they look like hearts. They do. But for some reason, my camera won't focus. See, it puts down way too much ink, but it does. They do look like little hearts. So happy. Okay. I don't know what to do for purple, but for the other two, I have ideas for. So pick a color. You got purple, yellow, and brown. I'm happy with my art. I'm happy with my little heart. Even though I think, like I said, we've got a problem, and that is the main problem is the pens themselves. They put off too much ink because I'm pushing too hard, but I can't just poke them for some reason. I'm not that delicately handed. Okay, yellow. We've got yellow. Now, to take the top off of this one, what should I do? I'll just do the same thing I've been doing. That's fine. It's very bright yellow. I'm going to do it delicately so that I get the I get an even cut. I said an even cut, delicate, even. The knife will not obey. Why will the knife not obey? Oh, fuck you. That's even. Right, the knife was annoying me, so I just used the car. Okay. So this one is going to be better, hopefully? Question mark. You get out of here. You get out of here. You get out of here. Okay. It's all straight lines from the center. I think you can guess what I'm going to do with the yellow. It's not hard. There you go. Alex got it. Ooh, that wasn't good. That was good. Oh, okay. Sorry for all the concentration time, but it's iffy. Iffy doing this. Making stamps is iffy. Especially when you're making tiny microscopic stamps. Honestly, I thought this was going to be a lot easier because it was just like I assumed that these were bigger, that the heads were bigger. But yeah. But that's what you get for assuming. It kind of looks like a little asterisk more than it does a star. It's kind of not got the pointiness, but I guess we'll find out in a minute. I'll just try and make it as clean as possible. No annoying sticky up bits that can ruin it. Okay. Oh, that's a problem. Oh my god, it actually looks like a star. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I accidentally made a 6-sided star. I was trying to make a 5-sided star, like a little kind of like really hard to see. Yeah, it's not going to show up. But it actually looks like a star. This is ironic. The one that actually works perfectly can't show up on camera. Wait a minute, where is it? There it is. It's right here. It's right underneath my finger. But it looks just like a star. Maybe I can get it in the reflective light. No. It looks like a little star. There are stars all over this piece of paper. I can see it. Some smile. Looks great. The star one looks good. Okay, it's the only one that's come out perfect first try without me having to touch it up or any bullshit like that. Okay. Got the brown one, which I was going to try to make a little poop. Try to make it a little poop. Or the purple one, which I still don't have a clear idea. I was just going to do like a 4-pointed star, just to basically make it like a little X. Try to make it a little X or something, just so that I can have a, so I can make little hearts and put a little X, like a kiss, hugs and kisses, heart and kisses. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, brown or purple. I'll get the yellow off my nif. Purple. That's good. I like purple. I like the purple idea. I'm excited about this one because it's a very simple design. It's going to be very hard for me to fuck this one up. I wonder if I'm going to succeed in doing it though. Anyway, like it's so hard to draw a little X. I've got to make a little stamp, a little X stamp. Right, I think we've already established that this is the best method. If you've got a cigar cutter, then use that to take the tops off of the pens. It's oh so smooth. I think I only fumbled the first time because I literally just fumbled the first time. This is either going to be This is either going to be an X or it's going to be another star. First quadrant is sorted. Second quadrant complete. The poop one's going to be fairly easy, I think. I say that because all I got to do is make kind of an off triangle. Got to make a flat base, which is fairly simple. And then I've got to go away. I've got to make the little frilly bits of the poop emoji. So the top bit doesn't line up with the bottom bit, which is annoying. Get off. If you have tiny scissors, then that might be actually helpful. Because this is very, very fiddly. Okay. Oh, it looks like a Christian cross. very heavy on one side. Let me just see if I can identify the side. Oh wait, no, if I do it at an angle. Shit. So I could not to do that. But yeah. Little tiny crosses. Little tiny crosses. They kind of look like they're hand drawn. Oh yeah, that's the lid, isn't it? That's the lid that fell on the floor. Oh, I can see it. Okay, it's not. You didn't go under the desk because that's something. Well, I just flicked it under my shoe. Gimme, 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 gimme. Okay, so now all we got is bran. So yeah, the poopy one should be easy. The poopy one should be easy. Should be easy. So we're going to have tiny little poops. I will point out that you can actually still use these as pens. That's the cleanest cut that I've made, and it's for the poop one. Really, that's typical. I've got to wipe that. This is the last. Since this is the last one, I've got to wipe that so that when I go to use it for cigars, it doesn't actually have ink on it residually. Well, as long as you think so, Jeff, that's cute. Okay, so I'm going to make a flat base. I know, right, Jeff? It's the poop one is the one that I get the perfectly flat curve for. But yeah, and then we're just it's already kind of like half. It's like a semicircle, almost. It's almost a semicircle. It's kind of like a setting sun. It's not a full semicircle, which is kind of what you want already. But yeah, I want to do like little kind of like slightly off curved top to it. So I'm just going to get rid of a little bit of the side. And then I'm going to do a little kind of like, go away. And I'm going to do little notches in it. on one side, and now that looks like poop. At least it does from the above angle. Who knows what it's going to look like when I put it down here. Okay, so where's the bottom? That's the bottom. Okay. And it does look like poop. That one's coming out consistently okay, except for where there's like a little pool of ink. Which I imagine when they dry, that's going to stay there because it stays there for the others. But yeah, that one actually looks like poop. Okay, well, that's all the markers I've got that I'm willing to waste for this. But yeah, that's how you can make stamps. And there are bigger Crayola pens that you can find that are really cheap. You can actually do this on, and the bigger the better, because the bigger they are, the better stamp quality that you can get out of them by actually carving into the top of them. But you want to chop off the pointy ends, because they're usually kind of like a cone when you first get them, and you want kind of like a very, very flat edge to them so that you can actually carve a little design in it to make little stamps. And they will work a lot better if they are bigger, but these are the only ones that I had to hand, and I honestly thought this was going to be a lot easier than it was. But if it was a bit bigger, then of course it will be a lot better, a lot clearer, and look a lot better than my ones do. But I will say that out of all of them, I'll quickly show you the poop. I'll quickly show you the poop ones. So there you can see the crosses, you can see the moon, the little croissant moon, just based on, so that one didn't turn out too bad. I don't mind the Fire Nation one as well. It kind of looks like a maple leaf as well. And the crosses, they work, I guess. But you can see the little brown poops all over it. The leaf one is one that I don't like. It was more like it was a diamond. Maybe it was just a little emerald. But yeah, and the little hearts, they work as well. But you have to be very careful with them. You know, I have to just remember to poke the paper as opposed to press on the paper, because like you can see in the preview, there's little dots where there's been a lot of ink left over, and it just kind of like dries there. But that might just be these specific ones, because these are washable, lavable, so you can actually use these in the bathtub if you really wanted to draw on the walls and stuff. So they kind of have to be water soluble and have to do a bunch of ink, but you can just get the regular plain Crayola pens and have the big ones and just do this, and yeah, it's good. Of course, use an actual, use a box cutter kind of blade, you know, something that you can or a razor blade if you really trust yourself to actually not cut into your skin with it, because of course that one's going to be infinitely better than anything that I used here. I used my pipe tool, and then when I remembered that I had this actual knife in here, I went to use this. I was originally going to just use the scissors, but I'm glad I didn't, because they have no real, they don't have really a fine edge to them, you know. They only work because it's the friction between the two blades that cuts, you know. They're not really that sharp. The ends of them are, but that's it. So yeah, you want a thin blade and you want a sharp blade to actually get into the the bit of material. I can't remember what they use. I think it's a kind of super cheap felt that they use, but it's very dense. So yeah, you want something that can carve into that very dense felt. And like I said, a razor blade is your best bet. Box cutter is the next best thing, and make sure it's just sharp and thin, because you want to get as much detail as possible in them, with as little effort as possible. If you use anything thicker, then you're going to have to put a lot more effort into it, which means that you could actually damage the actual pen itself. But yeah, there you go, reusable stamps. So the poop one, that works the best in my opinion. I got the clearest image with the poop one. I don't mind my little crosses, my little X's, but they weren't as good. They still kind of look like a Christian cross unless I push down on it and like kind of wiggle it around a little bit. My star was actually pretty good. I'm actually very happy with my star. I'm actually very happy with the star, the way the star came out. I'm definitely going to use these, and I'm actually putting them in the box in order of how they worked. My hearts are they're cute. They are, the image itself is actually quite sharp, but I have to learn to poke it. That's the one that I have to remember to just poke the paper, not press on the paper, because then I don't get as much definition out as you saw when I tried to show you the close-up. The leaf one, like I said, it just looked like a little diamond. I had a real hard time trying to actually see the stem, so that's on the end of this. The Fire Nation symbol, it was going to be a sun, but I like the little flame that I did instead. That was kind of, I kind of like that one better. And if you squint, it kind of looks like a maple leaf. Of course, you have the croissant, or the moon, the crescent moon. Oh my God, is that where the word croissant comes from? Oh wait, no, that's blue. This is blue. Yeah, this is the croissant. Is that where the word crescent comes from? Because it looks like a croissant. Am I stupid? Yeah. That one worked well, but I actually did have to press on that one. That's not one that I should just poke, because then I end up with that croissant shape. Unless I want to make a croissant stamp, because then that looks like a croissant. So yeah. And of course the black was the test, and I just made a little triangle, so that's a little triangle, and I can actually still use this pen as well because of the shape of the triangle. That I picked triangle just to see how well this would be done, and yeah, I'm happy with the way that these turned out. Like I said, I would have been happier with bigger pens, but this set of basically washable markers, unique bright colors, small size, big color. So yeah. Oh, if I had bigger ones, then that would have been better. But these are pretty good. These worked pretty good, but yeah. Probably the other way around. What you mean? They made the croissant after the crescent moon? Yeah. Well, what I mean is, are they related? Are those words related? Because now I'm wondering. Ooh, do I actually have a? I have a screwdriver. So I needed an Allen key the other day, and I couldn't remember where I have an Allen key. And there it is. A small Allen key attachment. I needed that. My phone, I had several accidents with my phone, which means that there's water in the case. So I have to remember to use that on it later. So now I know where I've got an Allen key. That's good. Google says croissant. Croissant is derived from the same root word as crescent. Yeah, figures. Who cares? It's French. It is French. So historically, the English have hated the French, and the Irish don't give a shit. So I kind of have the Irish opinion. My ancestors and my ancient ancestors are telling me, it's French. I would say my English ancestors, but I don't have any, so yeah. I grew up here, so that makes me English, kind of. But whatever. Now I've got bits of coloured pen on my floor, which will make it very colourful. So, yay. I'm Scottish, and we kind of like the French historically. Well, that's nice. And also true. Yeah, it's weird. The Jacobees and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think the Scottish basically just didn't. It was more like the French had use of the Scottish, so the Scottish basically made use of the French for having use of the Scottish. So they kind of didn't care about the French either. I think that's how it went. Kind of. Anyway, let's say funny tubs. The Irish don't care. Yeah, they don't care. Historically, the Irish have not cared about any arsehole, you know. Historically, the Irish haven't invaded anybody except for Wales every now and again, and even then, it was tiny little invasions. You know, it wasn't really. It was kind of like a little jab at the Welsh every now and again. You know, but historically, the Irish have always been pretty laid back, and they're the ones that have been invaded upon a lot, mostly by the British. So yeah, fun. There was one time where we completely kicked England's ass, but they kind of squished us for the rest of the time. And now I'm living here, so awesome. Anyway, yeah, I don't really have anything else to do now. I basically have done that. I've given you pointers on how to do it. Told you the best materials to use it and stuff. If anybody does try to do this, let me know. Send me a picture or something. Tweet at me a picture or something, and that'd be cute. Oh, it is a Pokemon. Okay, yeah, duh. So I can, if I feature your comment, it shows me a bigger picture of your icon. I was just like, what is that on the icon? And it's been bugging me for a while, and it looked like several things at once, and I just couldn't decide on exactly what it was. But now I can see it. Why would a Pokemon evolve naturally to have a symbol of its oppression on its head? But then again, you could always argue that basically it's like, well, you say that, but what about Voltorb? So yeah, I know. I just didn't have I had no clue, and I've got such tiny icons on the preview screen, and they're slightly bigger on my Streamlabs StreamYard screen, but I wanted to make it really big so I can figure it out. Have you had dinner? Technically, I have had dinner. I had pie and chips after my workout, but I'm actually thinking about that now. I'm actually thinking about that now because I'm kind of like, I don't know. I kind of don't know what I want. I kind of just I want to go to town on some protein bars for some reason. I have a weird craving for those cranberry and nut protein bars that I've got in the cupboard. I don't know. I fancy some cranberries. It's either that or the Wensleydale and cranberry cheese on crackers. I finish the crackers off. Or I do both. I don't know. So technically that was my lunch, the pie and chips. So I could have that for my dinner. Or some tuna. Tuna's good protein. Alex, we've talked before. I've got a feeling that you aren't new here. I know you've talked here before somewhere. But I don't know where. Are you the same Scottish guy that I talked to in the past? Sounds really good, Tubbs, and I love the pie and chips. I'm a lurker on the Discord. What one? Have you been stamped? Or are you a ghost? By the way, I changed the thing on Discord. Yeah, are you in the group that's called Stamped? Basically, have you written in the bouncer room? Ow. Have you written anything in the bouncer room? That's it. That's the only way you get stamped. You're a spooky ghost. Oh, you're the person. That makes sense. You both got you. Is that you? Stamped. Yeah, I changed the name of the ghosts section. The people who don't follow the rules, because once you join my Discord, then all you got to do is basically say something in the bouncer section, and you have the full access to all of my Discord. But nobody reads that. Nobody reads that part. This means that you can actually post pictures and look at all the other content and things. You actually have more freedom if you are stamped. So yeah. Well, neat. It's nice to meet you, dude. I still think we've talked before. Either that, or I know I do know an Alex that's from Scotland. I'm pretty sure I do. So I might be confusing that with you. I don't know. But no, see, it's not scary. You can talk. You don't have to lurk. It's all good. I don't mind people who lurk. I really don't. It's just that I wish that people would just say that they're going to do that. Yeah. Yeah, you don't think it's you. Is Alex a Scottish name? Like I said, I know at least one more other chunky Alex Scotsman. Yep, we're glad that you joined us. Greco-Roman name originally, I think. Wow. Either somebody knows how to use Google, or we've got somebody else who basically reads a lot because they don't sleep. Yeah. So is John and Sean and stuff like that, but they've been used primarily in French languages, and also like in Scotland, not Scotland, in Ireland a lot, to the point where every fucking Irish person is Sean. Because like Alexander the Great and that. Well, I know that, but it's like Douglas. Douglas is a very Scottish name. Sean is a very Irish name. Pierre is a very French name. Bugger, that doesn't sound right. I'm trying to think of a good, like Hans. Hans is a very German name. But all of these names, they come from way back and from primarily different places in Europe. So it's weird. There's a ton of Lewis here. No, that is a recent phenomenon. That's just a weird recent phenomenon. That happens. You do get a bunch of names that kind of travel the years. They kind of like they change over the years, but the common name just, yeah, it happens. That's just a recent phenomenon. That's just one of the recent phenomenon names. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to think of a good example. I'm trying to think of a really good example. Like in the 80s, it used to be Stacy. There was one year. There's one year at school where there was like 5 different Ronnies. No, Ronnie. What the hell is that? What is that? Sonny became popular at one stage as well. Sometime in the 80s as well, Luke became popular, and it has something to do with Star Wars, which I find hilarious. Like I read something ages ago that basically talked about the naming convention and stuff, and what names become popular, and what years and stuff. And it was really funny that there was like a couple of years where the name Luke spiked in popularity, and it was always because of fucking Star Wars. So yeah, it's a thing. Lewis is one of those weird common things. Yeah, I still don't understand the whole weird pre-collection of the Sean phenomenon from Ireland. So what's his name? Oh, it's Sean. Okay, what's his name? It's like Sean. Is he from Ireland too? Yep. What's your name? Sean. I do know somebody. Oh, this is good. I know somebody who basically they live in America, and she's got she's got three brothers, and one of them's called Antonio, one of them's called Anthony, and the other one's called Tony. It's just like, seriously, seriously, that's painful. My cousin, he's got two daughters. He's got twins. He's got a daughter and a son. They're not identical twins. Oh shit! No, wait, no. That's my other cousin. I've got one cousin who lives in Norfolk who basically has twins, and he's got twins. And my cousin from Hornchurch in Essex, he's got twins, and they're both boys. And one of them's called Justin, and the other one's called Dustin. Names are weird, but I think it's cruel when you do stuff like that. When just naming people is cruel, and getting people mixed up is just, yeah. For example, my cousin's cruel because he named the twins, who are identical twins, kind of, Justin and Dustin, and it's going to hurt later in life because, like, they're so, so similar. That's cool, Tubbs. Twins run in your family. They don't actually. It's just that I have a lot of cousins. That's why I got confused. Like that cousin that has the identical set of twins, basically he's off of my dad's side of the family, and the cousin with the not identical set of twins, she lives in Norfolk, and she's from my mum's side of the family. So it's kind of and there's like I have many cousins. I have a huge extended network of family, and I even think that she's like a second cousin kind of thing. So yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. So I've got the Scottish side of my family, which is my mother's side, but isn't really Scottish either. Just that my mum is from Scotland. And then we got the Irish side of my family, which is huge and kind of everywhere, and like all stay connected somehow almost. So I have a lot of family. I'm just talking now. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go eat my food. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I can't have two things with cranberry in them. I could either make myself a tuna sandwich, or a tuna sandwich and then have the cheese and crackers, or I could have the protein bars and something else. Can't just have protein bars. Or I could just have milk and cookies. What should I have? Problem is, I like all of these things. Technically, I just can't have the two things with cranberry in it. I don't know why, but I thought that would be wrong, Technically, I could have the tuna sandwich, the protein bars, and the milk and cookies. Or I could have the tuna sandwich and the cheese and crackers, and then have the milk and cookies. But then that's two kind of cookie things together. This is hard. This is hard. This is like doing math wrong in my head, and I'm knowing it. You know. Oh, this hand is the one with the funny fingers. Now I'm hungry, Tubbs. Well, what would you go eat? You'd have the cheese and crackers. You wouldn't have the protein bars, but the protein bars have chocolate. Shut up. We're deciding. Okay, calm down. Belly just growled at me. Either way, I'm having the tuna sandwich. Either way, I'm having the tuna sandwich. If I have the crackers, I can't have the milk and cookies because they're too much like biscuits. Definitely, now you're saying definitely protein bars. But if I have the protein bars, they also have chocolate, so I can't really have the milk and cookies because the milk and cookies have chocolate in them. And that would feel weird eating. Would it though? You're convincing me. You're convincing me. Sound more. Tuna sandwich is a staple food. Well, I can't cook anything. Otherwise, I have way more options. I can't cook anything because Damon's definitely in bed by now. I don't know if he's asleep yet, but yeah, I can't cook anything. I can't make too much noise. So definitely tuna sandwich. Protein bars and the milk and cookies. That's what we're going with. That's our final answer. Because I do have more yogurt, but I don't know if I want to save the yogurt because we only have so much yogurt before Sunday when we get more food delivered. And I tend to eat all of the yogurt at once, so I don't want to eat all of the yogurt at once, but I will eat all the yogurt at once. This is hard. Alex, how many of these have you seen? You do know that this even though this may sound crazy stuff, this sometimes just happens at the end of my streams. We kind of end up kind of a little bit stuck. One of the reasons being I don't usually know how to say goodbye as well. So yeah. So tuna sandwich. I've got fancy tuna, by the way. I've got this tuna that's princess tuna, and some of it's flavored. So there's a lemon tuna, which is actually quite nice. There's herby tuna, which is basically it's just got basil in it, I think. There's jalapeno tuna. What's a jalapeno? Who knows what jalapeno is? I actually do. I'm just messing with you guys. It's jalapeno, but I always, being dyslexic, or like I just read it as jalapeno for every single time. But that's not H, that's a J. Yeah. There's jalapeno. There's tangy jalapeno tuna. It's actually quite nice. It's not as spicy as you think it is. It's just got the flavor of spice. It hasn't actually got, well, it's got jalapeno in it, but it's a thing. Yeah, see, Alex, that fucked me up for a second. I don't even know how to say that properly. And it's so simple. It may look so simple, but yeah. You're talking to a girl with a speech impediment and dyslexia. So yeah. Slavic J. So what is that? A G? Pronounced C. You know. But what's the other one? I think it's garlic and chili. I think it's garlic and chili tuna. So yeah. Pronounced like what? Yeah, I know. I know. I'm making fun of the way. Oh no, I shouldn't touch I should not touch my face with the finger that's got multicolored spots on it. I am gonna wash my hands before I make my food. Oh, and my thumb. My thumb's messed up too. My thumbnail's getting quite long. I've got to cut that off. It'll probably break off. Fancy tuna. It is fancy tuna. Well, it's not really fancy tuna. It's basically it's little pots of tuna that you can use as just like they're supposed to be used as their own meals and stuff. So it's a little tin of tuna with a plastic lid on it that you can take off, and then it's a pool can. And then once you pull the can open, you can actually eat some of the tuna. You can actually put the lid back on it. It's actually kind of a cool idea for like a lunchbox or something. Or yeah, because tuna's quite high in protein and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's quite nice. I'm touching it with my other finger, not these. So yeah. I gotta pick what tuna I want, but I am gonna have that. I know what I'm having now. Okay. They're giant cookies, by the way, so I'm gonna have milk and cookies. That's gonna be good. That's the one I'd want. The garlic and chili. It's actually okay. It's just it tastes very oily. Even though most of the they don't have a lot of oil and stuff in them, just because they're designed so you can eat them straight away. But yeah, I've got a colourful ear. Probably got a colourful ear. But yeah, so you can eat them straight away. They don't have a lot of fluid in them. Oh my god! Oh, by the way, I noticed this when I was working out. The only other time that I really do actually yawn is when I'm working out. It's working out whenever I've used a lot of words. They're the only two times I ever yawn. It's never because I'm fucking tired. When I'm tired, I don't actually yawn. It's weird. Okay. So yeah, I'm having that. Okay, so I might be back to do another stream later tonight. Probably not, but you know, I don't know. It depends if I'm alone in the middle of the night with no one to talk to, or if I'm okay with that and I just want to play my video game. It depends. But yeah. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow for Fitness Friday, where you can actually see me work out and stuff. I've got no suggested workout like stuff, so it will probably just be my regular workout. I might, now that I know where the fucking things are, because I lost my my singlet, my leather singlet, my leather my wrestling singlet. I lost it. I just didn't know where it was, but apparently it was just on my bedside table, just on top of it. I don't know why it was on top of it. So I might actually get to wear that instead of not wearing it like last time. So yeah. So yeah, I'll be back to do that. But that's it then, I guess. So thanks for stopping by. Again, maybe see you tonight, but if not, see you tomorrow. And of course, belly rubs and stretch and belly sleep. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. No, I said that. That was kind of cringy. I'm just going to pretend like I actually did just say tomorrow instead.